Let's all play What's My Line? And now let's meet this week's What's My Line panel first. One of the bounciest balls of buffoonery to hit your TV screen, Soupy Sales.
Thank you, Johnny Olson. Having a little disturbance backstage, a little difference of opinion. I wanted to come on, they didn't want me to. It gives me great pleasure right now, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce you to a beautiful young lady who not only is a fine actress, but she also is a fine writer. She's written a best-selling book on interior decorating entitled Starting from Scratch. Joanna Barnes.
Is there any time left?
No.
Oh, if there were, I was going to say that on my left is the tall, dark, and handsome Bert Convy.
Thank you. Our next panelist is dressed very regally today. Wait till you see her with the fur around the collar. And why not? After all, she's the queen of television, Miss Arlene Francis.
And now the leader of this little kibbutz, Mr. Wally Bruner.
Thank you, Arlene, and welcome to What's My Line. During the next 30 minutes, you're going to meet some interesting people engaged in the most unusual occupations, which we hope will baffle our panel of experts. And in addition, the panel will face a mystery celebrity guest just a bit later on. But now, group?
Yes, sir.
Let's begin. Let's go. All right. Will our first challenger enter and sign in, please? Albert. Elmaznino. Mr. Elmaznino, where are you from, sir?
I'm from Israel.
From Israel. All right. Panel, may I tell you that Elmaznino is a performer. He does an act which is most unusual, and he's going to do it for us right here on the stage. But before he performs, I'm going to ask you to try to figure out what it is that he does. And now let's show the audience just what his line is. And remember, he is a performer, and let's begin with Arlene.
Thank you, Wally. Mr. Almazino, is the performance that you do connected in any way with magic? Would we term it magic?
No magic.
One down, Soupy.
Mr. Almazzino, would this act be associated with some form of music?
No, not especially.
Two down, Joanna.
Is this an act in which you exert yourself physically? That is against just sort of standing around juggling or something.
Oh, to a degree, I would
Yes.
say.
Do you use an object with you in this act?
Yes.
Is this object, is it bigger than a loaf of bread?
Bigger pan? Bigger
Is the object...
Is it bigger than a challah? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Very good, Soupy.
And it's all in the frame of reference. And is it an object which has moving parts?
Not really, I
No.
don't believe. No. Three down, Bert Convy.
All right, now you're working with this object. Does it require you
Well, let
to...
me say, before we get really messed up on this,
With
let
an
me say
object.
that there are two objects involved.
All right.
Okay.
Now, you have two objects. Do these objects, you hold the objects in your hands, do you?
No.
Four down, Arlene.
Is the object anything that you can sit on?
Yes.
Well, in that basis, there are three objects, if you can sit on one of them, right? No.
Are there any wheels?
What?
Wheels? No.
No, no.
No. Five down, Soupy. 15 seconds.
This act that you do, Mr. Almazzino, is there another human being involved in it?
This?
Another human being involved?
Another person?
No. Another person?
No.
No. I'm going to flip all the cards.
He's a juggler, right?
No, he isn't a juggler. Does anyone have a guess?
He's a stilt walker.
Oh, come on.
No, we had one of those.
Let me tell you that Mr. Almaznino makes shadow pictures with his hands.
Oh, yes. Oh,
Well, Mosnino has been appearing with the new Music Hall of Israel, which has just finished a rather triumphant performance on Broadway, and I rave reviews, and everyone loved it. And in fact, I've seen your act on television. You were on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yes, I was.
And how did you happen to get into doing something like this?
Just beginning by showing like children, and then developed to...
You began when you were a child?
Yes.
You mean like making a rabbit
Yes,
and
yes.
things like simple things? And well, how many things do you do now, would you say?
30, 35.
30 or 35? Well, I think we're all anxious to see his work, Anil, and we have a setup here, so why don't we open the curtain and get underway, okay?
Oh, I can't wait. Is he ready?
Now, this is the light that you use. I doubt if I really have to tell you what you're going to see, but I'll give you a one word anyway. The big bad wolf. A camel. It's a bird. And flying away. There's one monkey. Oh, there's another monkey.
Indian chief?
An Indian chief. A baseball player.
Oh, yeah, with the cap.
Well, I think that looks familiar.
Oh, my God.
Mr. Nixon. Thank you so much. We enjoyed having you. Would you meet the camera, please? What's My Line will continue right after this word. That was interesting, wasn't it?
Sure was. Yes, that's marvelous.
Fascinating.
It's a long way from, you know,
Boy,
the thing
if he
I...
ever gets a hangnail, he's out of business.
Well, let's see if our next challenger might not put you out of business. You ready? Will our next challenger enter and sign in, please? And... Ferrara. And it is Miss Ferrara?
Yes,
Where are you from?
Queens.
All right. Panel, may I tell you that Annette Ferrara is concerned with the product. And I'll also tell you further that this product is worn. And now let's show the audience just what the product is. And let me remind you, please, that it is a product which is worn, and we'll begin with Bert.
Thank you, Wally. Now, if you're telling us all of that it's worn and it's a product, so it must be very tough. Is this worn, this product worn above the waist?
No.
That's one down. Arlene.
Okay.
Is it worn either at the waist or below the waist?
Yes.
Is it worn at the waist?
Yes.
Does it not show when it is worn? Is it preferable for it to be underneath the dress or suit?
Yes.
Is it anything at all in a belt family? Does it go around the waist?
Yes.
Could it be in the belt family?
Yes.
Could it be something that would reduce you when you wore it?
Don't
Yes.
help her too much. Let her go on. We'll give you a
Well,
yes.
there's something new on the market called I think it's the Dyna belt that is that
You're fantastic.
Arlene, we won't ask you how you are so familiar with this product.
We all knew it, Wally. We guessed it right away.
Did you all know it?
We've all
Because
heard
I
good
wear
things.
orthopedic shorts.
What does that do for you?
What do I know?
But Ms. Ferrara is Retail Programs Administrator for the Dynatone Electronics Corporation, makers of the Dyna Belt, and you've been demonstrating the exercisers in Europe and the United States.
Yes,
and
I have.
Just about
Canada,
everywhere else.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's sold internationally.
Well, what makes, tell us something about the Dynatone belts and the
Well,
other
the
products.
first unit that we came out with was called the Dynatone Body Exerciser, and that was developed, let's say, about 3 years ago by Joe Radwin. He's an electronics engineer. And he was just getting the secretarial spread sitting behind the desk, and he decided to go out and buy a unit and discovered that they were very, very expensive and also large and cumbersome. So he came up with this product that we sell now, this Dynatone body exerciser, and we also, of course, have the Dynathy and Dynatone facial exerciser. And, of course, he made it more available to the public by making it less expensive.
Well, how do they work?
It actually works on the muscles. It's an electronic muscle stimulator.
They are battery operated. I mean,
yes,
they're
they
not
are
just a weighted
transistorized.
belt like
No,
some.
no,
you
they're
know.
transistorized. They work on batteries.
Well, how do they? How do they make you lose weight?
Well, it contracts your muscles. It's
The
done
electrical-
electronically.
Doesn't it feel like you have your finger in a light socket all the time? or
No,
something?
no, I think it's quite a pleasant sensation, in fact.
Oh, really?
And it really, really works. I think
Well,
they're fantastic.
You have something here that
Yes, we have the facial.
the facial,
Yeah, they're terrific.
and
If my hands stop shaking.
what? Now, it doesn't make a noise or anything.
No, no, it's transistorized.
How do you know if it's working?
You turn it on
Yeah.
to a red dot, that means it's on. And then you would place it at a motor point, which would be here. And now,
Your eyes doing funny. Are you winking at me? Look
I'd
at
like
that.
to.
Muscle jump, doesn't
It does. It's
You're not.
called-
You're putting this on. You're doing that.
No, may I try
it
it on
on
you?
No.
Oh, please.
No. I tell you why. Turn it on low first. Is it on low?
Yes, it's on.
Okay.
Want to try it on your eye?
You look years younger. Already.
Yeah.
Try it.
No, that's that thing. You don't have to worry about whether or not it's working because it does. You can really feel it, can't
Yes,
you?
you can. And it really works, too.
Are
That's
they
the beauty
expensive?
of it. It's sold in all the department stores, and it
Moderately
retails for
priced.
about $70.
And it really takes the weight off.
Well, it's not going to take weight off. This is your facial exerciser. This will reduce your facial lines. It will take care of your fatty jowls, your hanging jaws, your
I didn't realize I was
puffiness
in that
under
bad
the
a shape.
eye. The puffiness under the eye. But then again, with the Dynabelt worn around your waist a half hour a day, it is equivalent to 100 sit-ups. And there are very few people around today that can do 100 sit-ups.
I don't think I could do it.
And the newest one we have out is the Dynathy, which is fantastic, I think, because there's no one in the world, especially women, that is really your problem area, is your thigh area, more
Does it
so than your
firm the
stomach.
thigh or just reduce
Definitely. No, it firms.
Well,
And
listen,
reduce
ladies,
the
maybe we
pulse.
better let you carry this on backstage a little bit. But, Anne, thank you so much. You were a
thank you.
delightful guest. You didn't stump the panel, but we're very nice to come with us on What's My Line.
Thank you
Anne
so much.
Fleur. Would you meet up? We'll be back to meet our mystery guest as What's My Line continues. Once again, we have reached the very special part of What's My Line, the time we meet our mystery guest. Panel of the blindfolds in place. Yes. All right, mystery challenger, would you enter and sign in, please? Panel, may I remind you, please, it will be one question at a time. I'll give you 3 minutes to try and establish the identity of our mystery guest, and we'll begin the questioning with Joanna Barnes.
Have you ever been a regular on a television series?
Nope.
Bert Convy.
Are you appearing currently in town now?
Assuming he is in show business, you mean?
Oh, yes, of course we didn't establish that. Are you in show business, sir?
Nope.
Arlene.
Are you a member of the sports world?
Am I a member of this?
Are you part of the sports world?
Yes.
Soupy.
All right. Are you a player?
You mean at the present time?
Well, no, he's sitting on a panel at the present time. I mean, all right, let's say, were you a player?
Yes.
Joanna Barnes.
Is the sport that you play associated with a warm season of the year?
Yes.
Bert Convy.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you're a baseball player, but you're not playing now. Are you a coach now?
Nope.
Arlene.
Are you a manager?
Nope.
Soupy.
Are you a broadcaster?
Nope.
Joanna.
Are you tall and good looking and would you like a date? Are you involved in another enterprise for which you are almost equally famous?
Nope.
Bert.
If it's a warm sport, sir, could we safely say that it's baseball?
Yes.
Arlene.
Now, wait a minute. He's not a player now. He's not a coach now. He's not a manager now. Are you a famous umpire?
Nope.
Soupy.
Well, you were a famous player, right?
Very.
Yeah. Okay.
15
I thought that
seconds.
was, no, go ahead.
Uh,
Go
well,
ahead.
can I guess the team? Would that help at all? Well,
You don't have enough time. You better...
is it Stan Musial?
Nope.
Oh, fellas.
Were you?
We got to throw in the towel. Take off your blindfolds
we
and
can
see
do it.
Jackie Robinson.
Just, if you had given us 2 more seconds, we'd have had it. Just like
I
that.
know, Bert. And you know, Bert used to be a professional baseball player, too,
Well,
Jackie.
more than that, don't put me in the league with Jackie
No,
Robinson, please.
I'm not putting you in that
But
league.
we also
Bert
have
is a great baseball nut and the biggest sports nut in show
You
business.
want to know something? One of the big thrills of my life, and I get a big kick out of telling people this, was in 1944, and I was in the Navy, and I went to the Coliseum on Saturday afternoon, and UCLA in their backfield at the time had Jackie Robinson, Bob Waterfield, and Kenny Washington. And it was, yeah, you played USC that day and whipped them good. And he was an All-American football player before he was a
Not
baseball
bad in
player.
basketball either.
Should I contradict you?
So you contradicting?
Wasn't that you, Jack?
I would like to have been in school in 1944, but we're a little older than that.
It wasn't you?
No, I played with Kenny Washington. I played with Kenny Washington in 1939 and 1940.
Well,
You had the right school anyway, Soupy.
I thought. Well, I know that you were in the backfield, but they told me wrong.
What happened? Soupy took 5 years off his age a
There
few
you
years
go.
ago, and he has moved all of these events up,
Yeah,
Jackie.
Jack, you don't tell me your age, I won't tell you mine.
I wish that was your age.
You've done sort of like the thing that Casey Stengel did. You've become a banker.
Well, I'm the chairman of the board of Freedom National Bank, yes, but not in his same level as he is. He's got a very, very prosperous bank. We've got a great bank here in New York, but not on the same terms as Singles Bank.
But you haven't left baseball altogether, have you?
Well, not completely so. I'm very happy with the fact that, well, I've joined a group that's going to work with kids next year and try to train them in learning more about baseball, and it's a clinic that we're going to have at Adelphi College, and I think this is going to be something that's going to be rewarding to me because we're going to try to work with youngsters who could possibly develop into Major League ball players.
Well, it's a wonderful opportunity for the kids, too.
Well, I
to
hope
work
so.
with someone like you.
I hope so.
You know, we all, Jackie, owe you a deep debt of gratitude for what you started when you joined the major leagues, because you've made baseball a much better and interesting and exciting game. And it began with you. And you've carried it well.
May I say in all sincerity, I don't know whether we have time, but I appreciate that, but I must in all sincerity say, had it not been for Mr. Branch Rickey, this thing couldn't have come about. He had a much more difficult role than I had, and I like to give him credit for the role that he played in helping us and guiding us through our career.
Well, you both have done a great job, and it started something that was simply wonderful and something we'll always appreciate. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Jackie Robinson. Did you say hello? What's My Line will continue right after this word. Now, panel, honest answers to questions submitted by our studio audience. The first one from Henry Goldberg of Queens to Bert Convy.
Yes.
Does working with beautiful leading ladies have any effect on you?
Not a bit.
How about your wife? Does it
about
have
my
any
wife?
effect on your wife?
No, it doesn't have any effect on my wife. It helps me a lot, but it doesn't have anything to do with my wife.
All right, from Ann Lowry of Brooklyn, New York to Joanna Barnes. Do you believe in sex education in public schools?
Well, I suppose so. I really think that the family should educate kids to sex, but there are a lot of families where they don't. So I suppose it's... I feel the idea is tell them at home if you want them to know, if you don't want the teacher to tell them.
All right, to Arlene from Helen Meyerson of Hutchinson, Kansas. What advice would you give a girl who was raised in the country and came to New York City for a career in 10 seconds?
Go back to the country.
Thank you for your honest answers. Soupy, what are you so broken up about?
No, I thought she should have said call Bert Convy.
From the country to get in show business, what should she do? Call me.
And really, Soupy, you better check your calendar on some of those football games you've been watching.
Oh, listen, Wally, don't pay attention to me. I'm no good for you.
No, you know, the thing is, if you see a great game, you think it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
I want to know why they asked me that question about sex education.
Because you're so... I don't know, but join us tomorrow, won't you? Maybe we'll find out on What's My Line.
This summer on GSN, Jokers run wild. Secrets will be told, passwords revealed, fortunes won, and treasures found. Join me, Bill Dwyer, as GSN counts down the 50 greatest game shows of all time. Tuesday through Thursday nights at 10, 9 Central, starting July 18th on GSN, the network for games.
GSN.
The network for games.